Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go!
We've been having a bit of trouble connecting with him over Zoom, but don't worry, we've got him now, everybody. Joel Corey.
Hi, Joel.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, we're going well, brother.
You know what, Joel? You're so famous now that with those technical issues that we just experienced, we're like, oh my God, we can't keep Joel Corey waiting.
No.
That's how famous you are, Joel Corey.
Don't worry. You can keep me waiting. You had a banger playing as well, to be fair, so I was enjoying it.
Oh, well, you know what? We've been playing all of your songs off the hook since probably the last 4 or 5 years, mate. It's been absolutely massive.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, it's the first time I've been back in Oz since like 2 years ago, and even playing the clubs out here and seeing the records like connecting on the dance floor and the response has been absolutely amazing. Because obviously I'm from the UK, which is the other side of the world. So when you fly all the way down here and you're getting that sort of reaction, it's mind-blowing.
Hey, Joel, I need to ask as a Nova employee about Head and Heart because we got our very own version done.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Where the line, turn up the feel-good was given to you and you guys kindly put it in the song. Is that the weirdest request you've had? And did you know what turn up the feel-good meant?
No, do you know what? There was a version of Head and Heart, right? But when Head and Heart was like going for the number one spot in the UK, Jason Derulo was at number one.
Yeah.
And Emanike, who does the vocals in Head and Heart, recorded this whole version of Head and Heart that basically was like a kind of a diss to Jason Derulo to get him off number one.
Yes.
And like they were playing it all over the radio in the UK, and it worked. We knocked him off the number one spot the next week. It was all fun and games though, but yeah. So there's been a few other versions of Head and Heart, but I love the Nova one. Don't worry.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, lucky.
Because otherwise this could have been a really awkward conversation.
I was going to ask you to explain what turn up the feel-good means.
We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
None of us know.
Maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Joel, so when you're performing, you're on the East Coast, as we know at the moment, but back at home and doing some of those big festivals, and I know you talk about dropping the bangers.
Yeah.
Are you trying? How much is it you going off inside, seeing the crowd go bananas behind you or in front of you?
Oh, look, I've been DJing since I was 13 years old. It's my life passion. So I'm actually living my dream right now. And I know that's a bit of a cliche, but it's the truth. This is what I've always been like working towards. And now, you know, we're past the pandemic and live music is back and the festivals are back again. And now these records that I released like during lockdown, I'm actually getting to play them for the first time really in front of like proper crowds. And this is what I've always like dreamed about doing.
Now, we do breakfast radio, so we get up super early, whereas you DJ, so you're up super late. Are you always tired? Because I look at your Instagram and I just think, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted for you. Are you always tired?
Do you know what? You kind of just don't stop. That's the key. It's like when you actually stop, that's when it kind of hits you. So like my touring is like really constant. So literally as soon as I finish the tour here in Australia, I'm going back to America for Miami and then on to Cancun.
Oh.
It never stops. But that's kind of like you just stay on this kind of positive energy and just go from gig to gig and loving it as well. You know, like as I said, I'm doing the thing that I love to do. So definitely just like keep it on that.
But that partying, man, that partying's going to take its toll. Like those places you just named, you'd be absolutely cooked.
That's the key, really, is just to have that balance of like, because I love to party, like who doesn't? But you can't do it every single night, especially when you've got flights every morning. So it's about balance. You've got to pick and choose the times where you can let your hair down, have some drinks, get on the tequila. But then you got to choose those nights where you need to be sensible and get to bed early.
That's very
so you're there, you're controlling an entire like gig, right? People are going off, people are getting slaughtered.
Chicks all over you.
And then you finish a set and 15 minutes later on you're in your hotel curled up on the couch watching Netflix.
Honestly, the crazy life of a DJ. I'm back having a cup of tea, watching a bit of YouTube and going to bed.
Joel, over here in Australia, when most of the celebrities that leave our shores have been on Neighbours and Home and Away, right? Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them want to deny their attachment to that show as well. How do you feel about always being connected to Geordie Shore? Because you're a completely different sort of person back then to the professional DJ that you are now. So is it hard for people to get past Joel from Geordie Shore to Joel now?
Well, from personally, like, you know, I had the best time doing that and I'm really grateful for that experience. Of the best memories, like in my early 20s, you know, it was a great time in my life. And Doing the DJing and what I'm doing now has always been my dream and the thing that I was aiming for. And there is obviously a stigma attached to reality TV, and maybe there was a few hurdles and challenges that came up in the music industry that I had to kind of overcome. But to be honest, that was just like more motivation for me to work harder and prove myself. But I look back on that period of time as an amazing time in my life and just grateful that I got to be involved in it.
Did you go on it, to get exposure for your music? Like, was that the main driving force? Or did you just go on it because you thought it'd be funny?
Yeah, it was. I was in my early 20s. And it was, it was good fun. I was in a relationship with somebody that was on the show. And, we got to go to like Mexico and came to Australia and got to go around Europe. I mean, what lad would turn that down? It was good fun. But obviously, like, they did give me a platform as well. At the time I was like, DJing around the UK and doing my gigs abroad in the summer. And it definitely helped with a platform in that sense too, for sure.
And Joel, you mentioned the platform, and now, your whole life, travelling around the world, performing, doing things you love. Your mates with David Guetta and, Jax, everybody you've been working with, collaborating with. Does that kind of blow your mind as well, at that level?
Oh, totally. Like, these people are people that, were my inspirations, and they still are. And, Jax Jones, you mentioned, I've become really good friends with him, and went for dinner with him and his family and got to know him on a personal level, which has been the best part of it. And David, like you said, has become a really good friend of mine. Every time he's in the UK, we hook up, and I've been to his house in Ibiza for dinner. We're actually working on a new record that's coming out very soon together. So you got some more David and Joel music coming.
Great.
You shouldn't be too far away from an Ed Sheeran collaboration then, because
surely
that'd have to be on the cards, wouldn't it?
Oh, listen, Ed would be like a dream collaboration for me. And I actually met him at the MTV EMAs, and we had a beer after because he invited me back to his after party. And he told me he's like a big fan of what I'm doing. He loved Head and Heart. He loved Bed so much. And then he said it in a radio interview as well, which was like, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe Ed Sheeran is talking about me. And we talked about getting in the studio together as well. So as soon as we can both make that date, it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen.
All right,
good on you, Joel. Good on you, mate.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.